realized.
I am boring. I have no stories to tell. I can't be
No, I
bothered.
see. No,
Uh-huh.
I see.
I
I
got
see
drunk. I
you.
fell asleep. That's pretty much every one of my young stories from youth.
I see you and
That's how they
Elric
all go.
together, and I know you two at a pub would be a hell of a fun story.
And me and Eric, although I've known him for bloody years, we haven't got any fun stories. We've never done anything. Never gone out and painted the town red. And I think, yeah, it's kind of, yeah, nothing.
But
I've
that's where
really
the
nothing
fun is.
interesting
Like
to
Bruce
tell.
Springsteen said, that's where the fun is.
Mm,
You know, did you encounter any hooligans? Or did you stand back and watch people make fools of themselves? Did you see random tomfoolery? You know, you just
I
stuff
went
you'd
to
only
gigs,
see
watched
there.
bands, went home again. That's about it, really. I really don't have many interesting stories to tell. I'll have to be honest, I can't bother to tell them anyway. Not really. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. Sometimes, but most of the time,
But like you and Elric sitting around just telling the laugh of a pub story or at a pub.
we ain't got many. We ain't got any. I've known Elric for bloody well years. Literally, can't think of a single interesting story of anything that we've done. Yeah, not
Go
even
more
gigs.
in depth on the trivia ones, and you
No,
know,
there isn't anything.
did you
There's
sing
nothing. There's literally
karaoke?
no. Didn't do that. I've never done that with Elric. Anyway, I did it with my brother once. Um, yeah, don't like. I
Oh
haven't gone
shit!
out and got pissed at with Elric or anything like that. We
We
had a few
went
drinks at
live. I
home when we was
wonder if
doing our
Bill
beer show.
realizes.
That's about
Ouch!
it.
I wonder if Bill realizes the thread
Oh,
is up so high because we started Yammer Joe.
is he even going to turn up?
Waiting to see him say, "Hey, where's the link?" or something, and hoping Mark will pop in from the pub.
Yeah, probably not. He won't have very good internet.
I'm making my wife nuts with this, but my granddaughter's becoming a hair puller. She just trips out
All
on
right.
hair. And this, like, she pulls their hair, and the girls' long hair, and they hate it. And I'm like, well, she can just grab a whole tuft of this and yank all day long, and I don't even notice. So I'm
Bloody
gonna let
hurts,
this
that
grow
does.
a little
Have
bit.
your beard pulled? I've always found it would be very painful having your beard pulled.
No, my face is leather. My face is
Hmm.
literally leather. I spent like 15 years dry shaving, so I just have a leather face. And I've been punched in the face more times than I care to count. And
You have
yeah,
a face like the guy from was it what, Friday the 13th? No, what was it? God, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That's Leatherface.
leather face. Yeah, I mean, I kind of think it's more like John Barenthal or something. You know, just a pug face, a boxer's face. A lot of sun, a lot of sun, a lot of dry shaving. Just topping it up. My face was a callus for like 15 years. So,
Fine.
topping it up.
Maybe you should moisturize, mate.
Nah, I just had to toughen up. I had to have an iron jaw and had to be tough. Now I don't have to be tough anymore, but you know, I could damn near yank this out and I'm not gonna feel it. Almost. I mean, it takes a lot to get it, but no little 1-year-old's gonna do any damage on my face yet. She may soon come out with a clump of it.
So what have you been up to this week then? Just jigsaws, basically, innit? Jigsaws is what
Yeah,
you've been doing, innit?
had the grandson for a long weekend. That was nice, even though you know you could just see how insanely bored he was with me. I mean, how much fun
Yeah,
12-year-old gonna
kids
have with a
don't.
60-year-old guy? We go
Kids are
out, we
easily
throw the
bored.
frisbee for a little bit. I took him down to the pool, but most of his time was spent watching YouTube videos about Legos and playing
They'd
video.
probably be highly interested in your stripper stories.
I just I've spent decades with people just bored as hell, about hearing my stories, except the people that are like, well, I'd buy a book, but the kids and the family are like, I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. I'm like, all right, whatever. You know, I mean, they all
There's that
do
little
say the
spider
same
picture,
thing.
a
It's
little
like a little
spider.
ridiculous.
I can see the spider now.
I'll never quit laughing. Like the kids took the missus to New Orleans for a long weekend.
Yeah.
I've never been to New Orleans without mercenaries.
You
Never.
said, yeah.
I just that boggles my mind. It cracks me up. You know, if I went now, there are none of my buddies are down there anymore. They're either dead or moved on. But I couldn't
Yeah.
take the trip. I couldn't take the flight back and forth. I couldn't. I definitely couldn't take driving in a car for 14 hours.
No. Body's too
So I
wrecked, isn't it?
just kind of sit back and let life pass me by anymore.
Did you not have insurance when you were working your job where you got damaged in?
Oh, it was a 2 year fight to get anything paid out, and it wasn't
Uh,
enough to do anything.
so
Before
you
they
had
got paid
insurance,
out,
but they
I had to declare medical bankruptcy before anything got paid out.
you need lawyers, guns, and money. I'm guessing that is.
Guns and money. Okay, Surly Tim just aged himself. Lawyers, guns, and money.
Why is that a quote
Little.
from something?
It's Warren Zevon.
Who
Warren Zevon. It's
is that? A politician?
Werewolves of London.
Werewolves of London.
Werewolves of London.
What's that?
The song Werewolves of London.
So he also said lawyers, guns, and money. Did he?
Well, that was the name of one of his albums and songs.
Yeah, I don't know him.
So Surly Tim's a hippie, but like Warren Zevon
I think
died
he's
saying, "Enjoy your last sandwich." He passed it on to David Letterman, like, "Enjoy your last sandwich." And his Hunter.
he was
Oh my God, Tim, you're giving yourself away. I should go up and get my Hunter S. Thompson collection of stuff that I still have around here. Of course, I
Surly
like
Tim's too
guns. I
surly
love
to
my
be a
guns.
hippie. I think.
Huh?
I think he's too surly to be a hippie.
No. Yeah, call it old school punk. Oh, hippies and punks are the same damn thing, just different style.
Punk's
Different
angrier.
style. I'm an old punk and a hippie too, but I'm an old punk and old hippie. It all goes hand in hand. It's the rebellious nature of it all.
Punk's just disillusioned hippies.
A few bucks off from all of his. Yeah. I mean, obviously, before he went Hollywood, you know, of course, I love the Johnny Depp movie, but if you want to see a Hunter S. Thompson movie, you got to see Where the Buffalo Roam with Bill Murray. So let me
Oh,
guess, Tim, you're between 55 and 60, suburban America.
we starting a psychic channel now.
There you go.
Tell him you're
I
picking up
mean,
voices from
if I
his
had to
loved
guess,
ones.
I'd say we're near neighbors. He's somewhere like between Iowa, Michigan, Ohio, maybe here in Indiana. Suburban punk, like me, sort of. Probably more into it because I was more of a pretty boy than a. They
You
finally
were
would
hair
do the
metal, Kyle. You know you
soundtrack.
were.
Well, I got the original soundtrack LP in there. So.
There you go. Is this true? Is
But
this what you
yeah,
were saying?
56 and in Ohio. Told you 55 to 60, Midwestern America between Indiana, Michigan, Ohio, Iowa. Yep. See, easy enough to tag. So you had to have decent hair to be able to pull off a mohawk. Did you go with a mohawk? I was, and I'm still ugly as sin. Well, come on and prove that you got a face for radio there, Surly. So let's talk punk music. Was he the one last week I blew his mind away? Maybe that's why it wasn't prognostication. I didn't think it was Surly that I was showing off my
I think he
stuff
was
to.
in last week chatting to us. I think he was.
Oh,
He's a good
okay, that
talker.
makes sense.
What?
Yeah. So I already
Watch
showed
his
him my.
channel. He's kind of on and off of his channel though. Sometimes he does it, sometimes he don't. It's like on and off.
I already showed him my Mick Jones comic, and see, I knew something was familiar about that. My Sex Pistols
yeah, you
stuff,
think he might have done.
but now
You might have shown it to him.
since Bill's dragging his feet, because I called him and he told me see you at 2 o'clock his time. I'm wondering why he's not turning up yet. But without getting too far away from everything, I can go in there and grab the comic books, flip through some of my records for Tim. So since he's already seen the upstairs crap.
Yeah, I've got bag all to show here, really.
I got stuff all over the place in here, but should be easy enough to uncover a few of these things and show some records. No Mohawk, I like. Yeah, Sex Pistols and the Clash stuff. That's what I figured. I didn't think. I knew my brain was sideways working, like I knew it was him. But then
You've got a few movies behind you, Kyle. What kind of films do you like to watch? Violent Femmes.
Femmes. Well, once I get away from these, I'll slide over to there. Here's a must-have record for punks. There you go, Tim. Still in the shrink wrap. Holiday in Cambodia. I'm gonna skip over the punk stuff there. Where's my soundtracks? Which one? There's my soundtracks. Yeah, this is just for Tim. I'll go over to the movies after this. Yeah, I grabbed these two because they were back to back. Where the Buffalo Roam.
Okay.
That's the Hunter S. Thompson movie. And Peter Boyle. Lots of Neil Young stuff.
Did he do Naked Lunch?
Got that book up there. I don't know. I got a first print of that book up there. And then sitting right next to
Probably not.
Christmas with the Chipmunks, Volume 2.
Christmas with the Chipmunks.
Now, let me peel away from these.
Surely Tim's still got his Holiday in Cambodia t-shirt. I've got a band called Lars Rocket who did a cover version of Holiday in Cambodia.
Rum Diaries, yeah, that was a good flick. Thompson did something I intend on doing. If I can't go to space, some of my ashes are going. Some of my ashes are going up there. So
Bill says he'll be right there.
These are all comic book movies. And then some comedy. Life ain't complete without some Libro and Atkinson. Marvel, or comic book movies. Blu-rays.
How often do you watch them? I tend to get DVDs. I watch them once and then they just sit there forevermore. I never watch them again.
Most of them I've only seen once or twice. There's the Towers trilogy, the Star Wars trilogy, TV shows.
Have you got a favorite movie of all time?
Huh?
Have you got a favorite movie of all time?
Yep. It is right here.
things better to do them. I remember you mentioned that before, actually. I think I might remember you mentioning that at one point.
Things to do in Denver when you're dead. It's campy, it's silly, it's ridiculous, but it has some of my favorite actors in it. It has my favorite line. Girls who glide deserve a man who makes them thump. Still need to make around to Woody Creek, yeah. But just don't get shot, because all of them out there kind of are just crazy gun nuts. But hell, here in central Indiana, I had to deal with that just the other day. Blank and
Hey,
gunshots go off, or something sounds akin to gunshots. So, move this out here. It's kind of definitely waiting on Bill to pull out comic books. But yeah. Here's a bit of the stack. Just grab some toppers. Some things I either haven't refiled away or I'm about to trade them. But yeah, just like my religious stuff. I'm a punk, I'm a hippie, I'm a metalhead, I'm a country bumpkin. I'm all the above.
Yep. So glad I live in the UK where we have no guns hardly. So that's always pleasing to me. I think you guys are all dumb as oxes with your guns everywhere. It's just so stupid, honestly, unnecessary. But your fucking cowboy ways won't be discarded, will they?
No, it's ridiculous. Hi, Kenneth. But yeah, you want great music? I always tell people listen to Roy Clark.
Okay.
Couldn't get more country, but you also couldn't get more rock and roll, and you couldn't get more punk. And one of the craziest rock and roll stories I'll ever have is hanging out with Roy Clark in his late 70s, early 80s. And he's generally considered the greatest stringed instrument player of the last 100 years. And I'm having lunch with this old man, and I feel terrible. I'm shaking hands with him, and his hands look like this. They're just gnarled from arthritis and stuff. And he's doddering around, just hanging on. Just seems like a fragile little old man. Some bitch sits down in his stool on stage. Just unbelievable. Just sat in awe watching him play. Then he gets back off stage and his hands look like that again. Just gnarled up. I mean, the guy was just an absolute maestro.
Yeah.
Absolute maestro. And could have played anything. Could have been in punk bands. He could have played anything. And he could basically play anybody's dick in the dirt, and they'd tell you that. So, got to appreciate all of it. Because we all have them phases. Teen angst, manifest in punk and thrash. But some quiet teen angst festered in country music. Ran over my dog when my girlfriend broke up with me, and I was crying back down my driveway, and I was sad. Yeah, great musician. And Stanley Jordan. Should have shut off my Stanley Jordan autograph while I was over there. There's another one. I sat in awe watching Stanley Jordan play. But he plays guitar like he plays a piano, playing like this and like this. And he moves like this, and you swear you're listening to 3 or 4 musicians at once, and it's just one guy. He plays a version of Eleanor Rigby that'll make your head spin. And he just does it in one track, one setting, one track, just do, and you think you're listening to 3 guitars, and it's one guy tapping. It's insane.
Talking of insane, Bill's here. Hello, Bill.
Bill.
My friend down here is Boyd. He's a comic collector like us. So say hi to Boyd. Hi, Boyd.
Hi, Boyd.
He came down. He came down to see the store today, so that's why I'm a little late. I'm going to go hang out with him for a second. I'll be right back. So if you want to mute me, you can, and then I'll wave to unmute me.
All right.
Yeah.
One thing Shirley Tim does is say he's not musically inclined. Fair enough. I had my band. I used to write the lyrics as well because I was too lazy to learn to play the instruments. But I did lyrics in my band, Suffering, and but he does something. I remember on his channel that it's called. He used to make Dungeons and Dragons scenery. Like he'd make dungeons. He'd put all the walls in and stuff like that. He used to make. I don't know what you would call them, just dungeons, I suppose. So I think he still does his D&D, but they were quite cool. I remember seeing them on his channel before. That was quite interesting.
I'm definitely a lyricist over a musician, though I write the skeletons of music. I write the skeletons of the music. My meat and potatoes is the lyrics, but I've transferred my lyrical gifts into Vogon poetry because it's more entertaining to me. And they just keep getting better. You just can't deny. Even those little snippets I threw out like at 4 o'clock this morning. That's good Vogon poetry.
Which by mere definition is awful, which is what they all are.
Which by definition, it's hard to
a bit
write.
Repetitive though. You use the same. You use quite a lot of the same words repeated
or phrasings. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, Nerf is my sign off, and then Grib Frizzle Witch or some variation thereof should always be put in there somewhere. Because again, you want to tease the language. So, but it's a skill to write bad on purpose.
Yeah, if you say so, mate. If you say
I love writing bad. It's painfully easy to just write lyrical. To me, it's always been easy. The rhyme schemes and stuff like that, it just flows out of me. It's a natural gift and then a honed gift. But it's more difficult for me to write non-lyrical and find it entertaining. But that's why I love Andy Kaufman. So, and I'd rather not have an audience, and if I have one, I'd rather annoy them, piss them off.
That's right. Yeah, he did. He's got a new theme tune on his channel where he made AI make a song for him. It sounded alright actually. It's like a theme tune. It's like I thought it was a proper song. I was like, why have I not heard this before? It was like about geeky stuff. I can't remember now, and like being fed up with modern geeky stuff. Something like that. He's not made that many videos lately, but it was an interesting song. I didn't realise it was actually made completely by AI. It's pretty clever.
Yeah,
he puts the lyrics in and he puts the music to them. It's alright.
AI is going to write music, then instantly copyright it, and then one AI program is going to steal from the other, and then it's a copyright lawsuit against the machine. Folk punk tracks.
They used to be, didn't they, in the back of comic books, where they'd say, send in your lyrics and we'll record a song for you. And there was like a famous one done. Like somehow it got famous. You guys are aware of that?
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was now. I played it as a secret song on my show before. It was like some fucking weird stuff. Some bloke just wrote something when he was stoned, sent it off to this company that made country songs out of your lyrics, and it was just crazy shit. I can't remember any of the lyrics now, but it was daft as heck.
Some of the dumbest job offers I ever had, like out of Nashville. I got offered $60,000 a year. I'd get songbooks sent to me. I'd have to submit at least 18 songs, 3 6-song songbooks. Get the $60K if they were all good, but I sign up on all rights. Can get sued for writing anything like it. I'm like, fuck all that. That's pittance. If the song gets used, then I get no credit.
I've had so much fun.
You know, they're like, yeah, easy money. Yeah. I mean, I can write an 18-song book in a weekend and get paid for a year, but then I can't do anything outside of that.
Yeah.
And I own no rights to anything that sounds like my writing or my music.
All the stupid shit.
Not a chance.
You can. Yeah.
Not a chance. So what's significant about this book?
Oh, it's an early Strange Tales. Hold on.
114.
114. Is that the first Doctor Strange?
That's the
No.
third appearance of Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because number 115 is the origin one. I've got 115 of
Yep.
that. The origin of Doctor Strange.
He's in 110, 111,
second appearance of
112,
Sandman.
and 114. But
I
this
don't
is
know.
the first Silver Age appearance of Captain America.
Oh.
Even though technically it's not Cap, it's the guy portraying him. But then a couple months later, they thawed Cap out.
Is it the Patriot?
It's like a communist dude. They wanted to see if Captain America could catch on in the Silver Age, and that it did. It did, so they released it.
Nice one.
There's a fun one.
Strange Tales.
And I'm pretty sure this is the first cover blurb of Doctor Strange. I mean, you got the bottom banner thing. But I think that's his actual first cover blurb. Which
you got to think back in them days they weren't confident of the new characters. They never seemed to give them front cover, did they?
Yeah.
Not for the first appearance. You think the first appearance would naturally stick them on the cover, but it doesn't seem to be the case in quite a lot of occurrences. Like Zatanna, she never made the front of her cover, did she? Her first appearance.
October 1964.
Mordo must not catch me.
Hello, Bill. Bill, did you hear the significance of this? Do you know the significance of that one?
Take me. Oh, I'm off mute. Oh, sorry. I thought I was on mute. Oh, yeah, of course I did. It's well, it wound up being the acrobat, so it wasn't really him. But it
was it the acrobat? Was it? Okay.
Yeah, it wound up being the first first Silver Age appearance of Captain America.
I know in like the comics themselves, like Captain America was taken over by the Spirit of 76, and then the Patriot, didn't they? They're supposed to have. I think that was retconned afterwards.
Yeah.
No smelling the covers unless you have enough to share with the rest of the class.
I smell them all. What's the significance of this one?
I have no idea. First appearance? No, not first. That was the second one.
Second appearance.
Second appearance.
But what's significant about it?
I have no idea.
It is a first appearance, isn't it?
Of who?
The Darkhold.
Oh, the Darkhold.
Okay. That's interesting.
Either that or this one. I think it's in 3 as the first Darkhold. It might be.
I think you're right.
But the first Darkhold is in these.
Meet me again. I have some friends that just came in.
I didn't meet you last time. I'll meet you anyway.
Absolute
classic cover. Yeah. Someone shared a picture of that on Instagram where someone had inked in the statue. It's kind of weird. It was. It looked really like a really good job. Somebody inked the statue into Captain America's colors.
I thought about having Stranko sign that, but pretty nice and tidy. And significance of that.
First Rogue.
Yeah.
I passed on that. It was going at a reasonable price, but like I was like, I'll get this for 20 quid. or I can get some, a number of other books. I went with a number of other books, and since then that one's gone up in value quite a bit.
And need Bill to pop back around. Yeah, we need. I meant to tell you, I probably talked to O for about a half hour after Saturday wrapped up.
Did you?
I really want to get him on the show and just talk for a little bit about comics. Have him show some stuff off.
Right.
Fair to middling book, but it's important too. This is a key.
Is it Hawkeye first time being Giant Man?
Nope, it's his first appearance. It's an actual first appearance in comics.
Are they on the cover?
Nope.
Ultron?
Nope. Pretty sure Ultron's on the
Adamantium.
cover.
Oh, the Grandmaster. Okay.
The Grandmaster.
Yeah, I don't really know him, to be honest.
Jeff Goldblum played him in the movies.
Yeah, I know, yeah. But I wasn't particularly aware of that character, to be honest. Don't remember seeing him in the comic much. Is he a Celestial, is he?
Yeah. And then another important first.
Squadron Sinister.
And the first appearance of Nighthawk.
Mm-hmm. Is that Hyperion's first appearance as well?
Yep. That's why I got 69. I need 70 and 71. I'm looking on getting 70 and 71. Again, they don't have to be high grade. I just would like a few certain things. Now, this involves Ultron. And it's a first appearance, but it's not the first appearance of Ultron.
Is it not the Adamantium one, is it?
That's the Adamantium issue.
Yeah. Is that August, that cover date?
Huh?
What's the cover date?
July 1969.
69, isn't it?
July of 69.
69,
and art
yeah.
by Barry Smith. And I thought Marvel inflatable plastic pillows. Ultron 6. I can't remember where they first say adamantium. I actually think it's near the beginning of the book. I don't know. I'm willing to let most of these go. I wish Darren was here because these are probably pretty much going in the Darren stack. That's just an issue. That has a first cameo in it.
Of who?
Dane Whitman.
Dane Whitman.
The Black Knight, his version of the Black Knight, and then just random. Who is that?
Turn out a bit. Go out a bit. I want to see who the other people are, so I can see if I can work out from who the other people are.
Good guys, bad guys.
She's a bad guy. Did you say?
At the time, she was a bad guy.
What's Mantis, maybe?
Swordsman, Power Man, Black Widow.
That's Black Widow, is it?
That's Black Widow.
She's not a bad guy in that era of Avengers, though, is she?
Yeah. Yeah, she was fairly new back then.
So that was after she appeared in Iron Man.
Yeah, the Tales of Suspense or whatever.
Yeah, I've never read any issues where she was anything but a superhero or Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Mm-hmm. Would you say she's a bit of a Black Canary ripoff.
Probably.
Natasha, you. So already knows her name.
Well, they started out together in villainy.
Oh, they were because Hawkeye rather was he? What did he? Was he actually a villain in the Avengers comics? Hawkeye.
Well, he was a gun for hire. He ended up working for the bad guys, seeing the error of his ways, and becomes a hero.
Yeah. The Road Back.
Power Man.
Yeah, that's the guy before Luke Cage, though, isn't it?
Yep, that's who Luke Cage beat the snot out of. Introducing the Swordsman. Now that's a first appearance cover blurb right there. That may be the most prominent first appearance cover ever. Mildly significant.
What a new lineup.
Yep.
So who joined for the first time?
3 bad guys become heroes. Look, they even recruiting the old Black Knight.
Quicksilver and Wanda.
Quicksilver, Wanda, and Hawkeye. They all come over from the bad side to be good guys.
Interesting.
And by my hand shall perish a villain who dies in Avengers 15. Which of those villains dies in Avengers 15?
Is it one of the Zemo deaths? Was that the original Zemo?
The original Zemo.
The Castle of Count Nefaria.
February 1965. On stands 12-1. Actually, not on. Yeah, on stands 12-1 of 1964. Random Captain Marvel issue. Yeah, Bill's missing out on all this. Comic I will not ever let go of.
Sometimes the good guys lose.
I let go of 135, 136, first appearance of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Hydra. And Agent Fury. But I won't let go of this.
Eternity? Is it Eternity?
First appearance of Eternity. Yep.
You've got Infinity as well, isn't it? You've got Eternity and you've got Infinity, and you're in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, I just hope they follow up on that and do right. Speaking of the Black Knight, I still need Doctor Strange 183, though. One issue away from it. Absolute classic here. Fighting
That's my birthday book. September 1969.
September 1969. Yeah.
I think that's the only Doctor Strange comic I've got.
I was thinking, when I went to go grab these, I went to go grab that World's Finest 199. I'm wondering if I traded it, but if I didn't, I'll just give it to you. Even a better cover than issue 1, even though I do need to add issue 1, but who knows. But very much a Defender's book. More Barry Smith, Stanley and Barry Smith. The significance of this is basically, this is the last regular comic Stanley wrote. He did follow-up stories, and this is basically the first time Stan retired from writing after that. Obvious why I had that one out.
You showed that one in Death Week, didn't you, on Cover Series?
Yeah, there's no way I wouldn't have had that out. Who is it? Is it just us? Yeah. Yeah, I forgot the Gray was just a kid.
Not quite. Not quite.
I got scammed on these by a local bookstore. No, it wasn't these. It was something else I was thinking of. But then this, probably, we all know I love Defenders 92, but if I were going to give a close second to an 80s comic, it's right there. Marshall Rogers, just killer.
Are they
The
being attacked by
story is,
ghost snowballs?
it's astral plane stuff coming through, but Marshall Rogers taking this over. I mean, it's just stupid good.
Oh, I'm so tired, man.
Just stupid good.
I was in the astral plane. The astral projection.
Let's see. X-Men 13 through 20, $10 each. So there's first appearance of Juggernaut. Could have got it for $10. Yeah. Ridiculous. God, I love the smell of comics from the 80s. Now that takes me back to childhood. The smell of old comics I just love. The smell of comics from the 80s actually takes me back to childhood. Oh, random Drac. Strange Tales 160. Speaking of Black Widow getting choked out.
The hairdryer of all things.
Again, just random. Doom's first solo story. And then to wrap it up, Galactus the Origin. Spectacular book. Smells like victory. Yeah. Quoting Robert Duvall now. I love the smell of napalm in the morning. I can't stand the smell of napalm.
Apocalypse Now.
Napalm smells awful. Though I did go through a jungle survival course where we learned to make bathtub napalm.
Oh, nice.
And I set a bathtub napalm trap.
How exactly did you get bathtubs in the jungle? Bit of a weird one.
Gross. You take 55-gallon drums. Like a lot of people would cut them and use them as grills and things like that, but they'd get old to use 55-gallon oil drums, and you cut them in half.
So you'd have to take them in the jungle with you first. Then it's not like jungle survival where you go with nothing.
Well, I mean, you're stationed out there, so it's. Yeah. I mean, you're already there.
I'm going to show a few books. I was going to show my what I've currently got around nieces in my read
Let
file.
me get these inside away from the smoke.
I'm pretty sure I've shown them all before. But I'm going to show because I just fallen asleep there, mate. I was falling asleep. The DIY stuff smells horrible. Apparently DIY napalm smells horrible. Looks like I'm just going to show him to Shirley Tim then. No one else is here. All right, Shirley. Hello, Carl's back. He normally disappears when I start
get them inside so I could smoke. But yeah, if you ever wonder how to.
No, I don't
basic
think
ingredients.
I don't think I'd ever need to make any jungle napalm.
Half a barrel full of diesel fuel.
I'll take your recipe for key lime pie or something, but you can keep the jungle napalm.
No, it just evolved the leaves to like rubber tree plants, sticky leaves, and gasoline.
Nice early Captain America.
Yeah. sticky leaves, gasoline, and some other stuff, and you set up a booby trap that sparks the.
Yeah, she is. Yeah. I'm gonna
Did
put
you
my
show those
headphones
up
on.
yesterday when I was at the grocery store? Doom petrol. What's doom petrol? Darren hooked you up with the doom petrols. Hi, Bill. Weird world. The beast that will not die. House of Secretions. That's the best little whorehouse in Texas, is the House of Secretions. I love that
I had
book.
to mute. I had to mute because Lisa's son was in here chatting.
Paul Kupperberg. I'm still in touch with Alan Kupperberg's old partner.
Hit you, the DC. Hello, gang. Hi, Bill. The book signed, eh?
I'm still in touch with Alan Kupperberg's partner. And
this next one is not DC or Marvel. I've got 3 eyes.
Bill,
Billy's
you
here.
missed my show and tell, but I ain't going back to get him.
Where are the other guys today?
Oh, I love you missed them, mate. They were here a minute ago. They've all gone now.
Huh?
They was only here for the first hour.
We're still in the first hour.
I know. I'm just talking nonsense, mate. Don't worry. I'm tired. I'm talking silly. Here comes the bride.
They're what they call on comic book runs.
Oh, this is a new one. I'm not showing this one before. Superboy. Got this one this week. Oh, look, Fate of the Future Superman. Yes, Superboy, this wax replica shows the fate of your 35th century descendant, Superman the 30th, who was executed in a kryptonite cage for his black crimes. Good grief, I'm destined to be the ancestor of the world's greatest criminal. How can I ever live it down?
I think that's an early Adams inked the Kurt Swan covers, what I think that is.
Oh, maybe.
He inked him on several
crimes. Crime of Superman at the 30th. He destroyed an inhabited planet. He hurled mutants into a city. He sank the floating lab, and he smashed a space liner. What a
dick.
What a Make some strong coffee, Gray. Now I'll be going to bed soon. It's nearly 9 o'clock. We quite early to bed nowadays. I am. My body clock's like set on an early nowadays, so I get up early and go to bed early. A nice Jimmy Olsen I never had.
Oh, that's a nice one. That's right before the Kirby switch over.
I got a pocket full of kryptonite.
So what was I had there? Must have been, yeah. But I've got some.
I have a few things to show. Let me grab them.
The 3 comic book day ones. I'll show these again. Why not?
I'm surprised Mark hadn't even checked in here. Maybe Darren and Mark are hooking back up again to do a big deal. Make a surprise appearance.
Come back with that.
Save that Jimmy Olsen for cover slingers, exactly. Yeah, Matilda loves them.
What was that last thing you showed?
I was just showing some.
No, the other one.
Which one? I showed a whole bunch. Not on Doctor Who.
That one. Oh man, you know what? I got to tell you, I love the new Doctor Who, and a lot of people are pissed off about it, but I don't care.
Well, you like what you like, mate. I personally find it too daft nowadays.
Was that Voices #1 or +1? Marvel +1?
It's all right. it you know, get
So
half an hour,
I never knew how great.
something to do.
I didn't show the Billy
I
Tan
don't think
stuff
it's
already,
great.
did I? I didn't.
No.
Okay, so Billy Tan was here last week. I didn't realize what a phenomenal artist he was. I mean, I knew he was good, but look at that.
Classic.
That's a great thing. It's really cool. And then
Bill, whip out your thing.
no, thank you. Not in public.
You did
But-
just whip out your thing.
And this is, yes, I did. This is X-23 holding her father's mask. Thought that was beautiful, poignant. I love that.
Are those on comic backing boards?
No. I insisted on. I went myself and bought a
Bristol paper.
board.
Yeah,
I had to.
I couldn't tell if that was that or Bristol paper.
Phil was wanting to put them on backing boards, and I'm like, so
the Bristol paper absorbs them. So.
Right, I brought it in, and Billy was like, "Oh, thank you." He was so grateful, which made me super happy. Now this is from Thor, but look at that.
Is that an original piece you bought from him? Is it?
Yeah, I bought 6 original pages. Isn't that gorgeous? And this is Hemdahl.
Okay.
How great is that?
It's cool.
It's now Billy only penciled them. I don't know who the inker was, but whoever it was, they were freaking excellent. Look at the cosmos in his eye. I think that's absolutely amazing. Now this, ready to see a great spread?
Oh, Daredevil. Isn't
that great?
Daredevil's been captured by the Hand.
Yeah. Isn't that wonderful, though? This one was the most expensive.
Wasn't that in the...
This one I spent $800 on.
Wasn't that in the Cabinets Metarog?
No, maybe it was Daredevil Dark Days. Was that Smith's run? Yeah. Oh, that's
Alex.
On top of it. Now check these out. These are not sequential. They're two different. There's a missing page, but you wouldn't know it. But these are X-Men pages. Kid living in New York walks to his window and sees a sentinel walking by.
Right.
Isn't that?
Hope he's not a mutant.
Isn't that great? I don't think so, because he doesn't try to kill the kid. But he does kill a mutant right in front of the kid.
Blimey.
I'm not sure who, but then I love this. He finishes and he does it to where the kid can relate, and he goes like with his finger, because he shot him with his finger. I thought that was great. And this stuff, I mean, I spent a lot of money on it, but I feel like I got a great deal. Now, my friend Boyd, who came in today from out of town, brought me this. What is this? Well, it's the first EC portfolio they did. And although I got one of these in the collection I bought, I didn't get one with Bill Gaines' signature. Check that out.
Nice.
The Happy Nightmares, Bill Gaines. That's just... So I'm real happy to have this. Thank you, Boyd. And Boyd, you met Boyd earlier. He was here when we came on board. These are some of the ECs I got in the collection.
Nice. George Evans.
Jack Davis.
Jack Davis, yeah. I mean, what a freaking stable of artists.
You want to guess who this is, Kyle?
Is that Feldstein?
No.
Graham Ingalls?
Nope.
It's too deep to be Woody.
It is Woody.
Well, who inked him?
I don't know.
I would think at least Feldstein inks there.
Maybe not Feldstein. It looks more like Kriegstein.
Or Kriegstein. Yeah, one of those guys inked him because Woody's is more soft drawn like Ditko. And
Now this is an iconic cover.
Wow.
And he missed from that close.
Yeah, exactly. Hold on just a second. I got a customer. How's it going?
Those are fun books. Yeah, that's what I mean. Feldstein did his own stuff, but like if Woody did covers and stuff, I'm wondering who their house inker was. That wasn't Orlando.
Give back to showing what I was showing then. So just some Lobo comics I bought.
Lobo, Biz, Simon Bisley.
In the second-hand bookshop I found, and it had some comics in there, and I bought them. I shouldn't have bothered really because they weren't great. That's why it's not too bad actually. Not too bad a deal. Well, I thought they looked a bit damaged with a couple of them, and I should probably only pay 50p for them, but I paid more than that. But never mind. I don't think they're that bad. There's one that's got a bit of spine damage, but whatever. Never mind. Because it's so unusual to find like some comics for sale other than online. I kind of like spent money. Maybe I shouldn't have bothered, but I've only got 3 parts of this story. I need to pick up the other part. So Lobo, Death and Taxes. And I also got the issue 750 of Flash as well.
Oh, that's nice.
You got some more stuff to show?
Yeah.
Impact.
Kale designed to carry an impact. Bill's got
I traded Johnny
Comic
my piracy.
He shows that all the time. That one, I'm sure he does.
Another impact. Thought I had another piracy in here, but I guess not.
These pricey books, are they, Bill?
Well, I mean, they're not in the best condition, but they still go pretty well.
Yeah, the new wave sells a lot less than. You're right in my alley right there.
I'm trying to take that ISIS one myself. I got 3 of them so far.
I almost brought that down today to show. Welcome back, Cotter #1.
Still trying to finish my Super Friends run. Oh, there's Super Friends. They're #1. They all come out on TV. It's #1, isn't it?
#1.
Yeah, I need that one.
Right.
Oh, I need that one. Damn it. I need that one. That one's actually like top 10 in my list to get, the 121 there.
I also have 120, but I left that at the house.
Have you guys watched Comic Mag's Musing's top 100s that he does all the time? You should check him out. He does some great top 100s. Comic Mag Musings is in the chat now. I've highlighted his comment.
Did I do that?
He does great top 100 videos.
Who's that?
Like Junk top 1. The guy whose comment is highlighted there. Comic Mag Musing. He does great top 100, and he does like old pre-code horror, pre-code westerns, pre-code jungle.
Musing.
Really cool ranking videos.
Bill knows his ECs. Bill knows his EC as well.
These don't have covers. They're nothing really. I mean, I don't want to waste our time. They're not that great.
What issue number of Power Man and Iron Fist was
Every
that?
comic is great to someone, Bill.
80.
Oh, you missed it by 1. That's like the third appearance of Sabretooth or whatever is in there.
Right.
Fairy Tales, cool. Are these all pickups of yours, or are these ones you got on sale in the shop at the moment?
No, these are all mine. I only show my stuff, or I'm only showing my stuff right now.
Yeah. Magic Comics.
1943.
All right, I'm thoroughly confused. Do you have that in a magazine board or something? Jesus, man, how many of these am I going to see? That's as rare as fuck. Is that the Canadian printing or the American printing? 40 cents or 35?
Both.
If it says 40, you have the Canadian printing.
Wow. Is that harder to find?
That's rare.
I want you to join me in the cool, cuddly capers.
And the only problem on this is it's got that rip.
Yeah.
But
I was about to trade for one of those, and he realized it was the Canadian, and the Canadian's worth 3 times as much.
Well, this is a beautiful. I mean, to me, I'm keeping this just because I've become a big fan of.
Go back to the previous one before Pussycat, real quick.
Magic.
There's something I was going to say about that too. Is that in a magazine bag? That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because it's actually too big to fit in a Golden Age bag.
It's a golden that's been rolled a little bit. What issue number is that?
It is number 49.
Yeah, boggles my mind. That's late 30s, early 40s. That should be $1,000+ book all day long, no questions asked, period. And you can get them for like $50 to $75.
Yeah.
And that boggles my fucking mind because that is one of the, on a technicality, that may be one of the first 500 comics ever made. That's worth a small goddamn fortune.
It's a first printing also.
Mark, are you still watching? Mark's going to shit a brick with this one. He popped in and popped out, or Bill. Mark, yeah, Mark's going to shit a brick with that one.
Well, it's in beautiful shape, has very few flaws, and it's a first printing.
Yeah, you definitely need to send pictures of that to Mark.
Yeah, I will.
That's a 1969, right?
I believe so. Let me look. 70.
70, yeah. But Corbin, the first real Corbin book.
Yep.
Like he did other stuff, but that's the first Corbin book. I'm telling you, if those were printed on better paper, those would be worth a fortune.
You know Sanjo Kim's work, don't you?
Yeah. And then Mark saying, "Yep, loving it." Fanagora #1. But I think those Charltons on better paper and stuff like that would just one after the other be considered classics.
Hold on just a second.
Okay. Well, we're going to go dead air. He's hiding. Bill's checking. I got to step off screen. First print, super rare. Yeah, stupid rare. And in great shape.
Careful. Love you. All right, man. Okay, I'm back. That was my nephew. Okay, so we don't have dead air. This was published, I believe, by Warren. And this is
Dead air?
I'm here.
Okay, good. Sorry, I was too busy enjoying those.
Have you ever seen this?
Start back up.
Yeah, have you ever seen this?
Wonder Warthog, is it the first one?
But it's pre. It's actually published by Warren.
Warren?
Yeah.
When?
Like in the mid 60s, before the underground rage.
Huh.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Apparently it's somewhat rare.
Well, yeah.
This is one of the first.
That's your local guy, though, right? Oh. Is that 21?
29.
Oh. Thought that was 21 by the wraparound. But that Wonder Warthog's a local book, right?
Well,
or a local creator.
Let me show it to Gray because Gray didn't see it.
That's Gilbert Shelton, right?
Yeah, but it's pre-underground. Which he started Wonder Warthog in 1962 in Ranger magazine at University of Texas.
Yeah.
Which one of the issues he appeared in, you look in the people that were in the art department on the magazine, and one of them name is Janis Joplin.
Nice.
And it's the Janis Joplin, of course. But that's what I have to show off.
She's one of them, not a classic beauty, but I'd have broke one and off in her every day of the week just to listen to her hum.
Well, not only that, but I think she was beautiful inside.
My God.
I think she was just a wonderful person.
And she just had that thing.
It's just it's sad that we lost so much talent to overdoses in such a short period of time. Gray, are you chomping on candy? Are those? Oh, you are actually.
Mark, you gonna join us from the pub?
Is Mark at the pub?
Yeah.
Who's Comic Mag Musings? Is that someone we know?
European shortbread cookies.
Who's Comic Mag Musings? Is that someone we know, Kyle?
Yeah, that's Bill from Cover Slingers.
Oh, hey, Bill. Hello, Bill. I got some more stuff in the car I guess I can show off.
He's an old Army guy, too.
Let me run to the restroom real quick, and I'll be right back.
But we won't hold that. No, I'd annoy nearby people. See, those where we differ. I enjoy annoying nearby people. But
shouldn't he lock the front door if he's going to the loo?
I think he's probably parked right outside the front door. But yeah, you figure if you're in a pub and you're just talking into the phone, it's no, yeah, and this is opposed to annoying people from far away. But if you're doing something in a pub on a phone, ain't no different than talking to a person sitting next to you or talking on your phone. Because pubs aren't meant to be quiet. I mean, if you're in a library or a restaurant, maybe. But of course, people never want to turn up on air, but and I'm that way. I see a camera on the road, I just walk. Yeah, I'm an obnoxious American. But I see cameras on the street and I just walk the other way. Reporters come up to ask me for my opinion. I tell them to fuck off. I do not want to be seen on television. Do not.
Let me go grab some more stuff to show.
And then people fool enough to ask me for my opinion. Like, yeah, you're not going to air my opinion on the local news.
I do like a Malteser.
Yeah, I know, babe.
Really nice, aren't they?
I am the definition of annoying American when it goes out to public because I'll walk up and talk to anybody about anything.
I think it's time for an advertising break.
He wants you to be his master. Duke, the super action dog. His mouth opens, legs, head and body can be moved for action. Duke holds the canyon slide in his mighty jaw and glides to the rescue. Duke's HQ with real periscope for Duke and you, the perfect spot to plan Duke's adventures. Duke's rescue unit with emergency light, portable rescue beam, winch and harness. Kenner, General Mills. Be the master of your own super action dog. Adventure comic books included with most sets.
Seem to have forgot to put the music on that one. I seem to have forgot.
I've eaten a lot of lasagna lately, so you might want to have the fart horn handy in case I have to have it covered up here.
Well, that's a first.
So yeah, Gray said he didn't want to hear my coke and horror stories. So.
Well, the guy just came in right now, laid down a crack pipe with a tinfoil full of crack to put antiseptic on his hands. I said, "We're closed for lunch." I don't even know what to say. So that's Jack Davis, Bart again.
Campus Hell. Now that stemmed off the Harvard Lampoon, right?
I wouldn't doubt it.
Of Hope.
Dope of Hope.
The Dope on Hope.
Have you ever seen any Bob Hope comics in flesh or Jerry Lewis? Seen
Okay,
adverts
I'm
for them, but I've never
confused. Is
seen
that
any.
the signed
We got him
edition?
here.
Is that the signed edition of that?
Of Amazing World?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Go to the splash page.
In the middle?
No, the splash page, like page 3, I guess, would be on that.
Okay, let me look.
Should be that page right there.
It's
Nope,
not really a splash.
it's not really a splash, huh? I thought the Metropolis ones were signed.
Well, let me keep looking. Now you piqued my curiosity. Well, I'll tell you this. There's a huge poster in the middle called Map of Krypton.
Yeah, I just thought the Metropolis ones were signed. Maybe that's not the same one I'm thinking of.
Well, maybe the poster sign.
Always clean my hands between crack smoking sessions. Cleanliness is next to God. Yeah, he just showed the centerfold. But I thought the Metropolis editions were the ones that were signed.
I do not know.
Guess not, though. Answered my question. Hold that back up. I mean, it's just a
Hold
general
on.
mailing
Hold on.
envelope, right?
Hold on. I want to do this first. This is what came in it.
Okay, I'm confused. I thought that was a Marvel mailer. That was Steranko's mailer.
No, it's a mailer for the Encyclopedia of Comics.
Oh, it's the Steranko mailer. I thought that was a Marvel mailer.
Yeah, no.
Well, it's nice to have the Steranko mailer.
Right. I agree. And then I have a few issues of this.
Is that the Monster what? Monster Files?
Monster Times.
Or Monster Times? It's interesting.
Okay, I'm confused. I would have thought that was early 70s, but it shows Batman TV.
It is early 70s.
What's with the Batman TV on there?
It says Batman and Superman as super salesman.
Huh. Okay.
And I'm not sure why American Poetry Review is in here, but
Well, you know who's been published in that?
You?
Nope.
Your
Your
mom?
mum?
Yep. Yep. My mom's been published in that. Death.
Yeah.
Wow. I didn't realize I had this one, but I guess I have the EC issue, which I didn't think I had. But I guess I have it. So now I know. Never heard of this.
Monsters and Heroes. Number
And
3.
Tarzan on the back.
Is there booby on that? That's booby on the cover, isn't it? That's bare booby.
It's like it's got black dots over nipples.
No, it looks like it's it looks like it, but it's not.
Yeah. Kind of fanzine kind of things. Well, that's a rights and cover, isn't it?
It's writes and all through it.
Okay.
Oh, and it's not signed, sadly. And I ain't gonna get signed now.
Not by him, anyway.
Right. But I think this is self-published even. Oh, what's this?
Might be a signed print.
Oh, I guess.
Is it a signed print?
No, I wish. But it is a Stranko black and white poster.
Oh.
That's interesting, right? And yeah, this is not signed, but it's one of his earliest Frankensteins.
Yeah. Bernie was a prolific signer, though.
Yeah, he was. I have several things signed by him. He was great.
Used to have 5 signed by him, and I traded 4 to Mark. I keep debating on getting all those since I have more than half of them, but I just don't know. I got a guy up in Chicago I can get them all from.
Neil cover. Neil diorama on the back.
But if I went to go get those, I'd get all the Marvels and the DCs, and it's too far gone for that.
So that's what I've got today, fellas.
Beautiful
Nice.
stuff.
An interesting bunch of stuff.
I know, right?
We all showed comic books. What the fuck?
Well, I'm trying to keep us on par, but
Hey, look, I have a hair.
dude,
I have a hair.
you freaking hippie.
I have an
Have you-
alpha going on there.
Have you worked out your panels yet for the con later in the year, Bill?
I as far as I know right now, I have 3 panels.
Maybe decided what they're actually going to be on.
Well, yeah. 2 are on horror comics. One is the current state of horror comics, and the other one is EC, the lost. What are we calling it? The lost EC films or lost EC tapes, where one of the guys that's in the panel, one of the regular panels I do, he was a vice president for one of the major studios. He took state-of-the-art video equipment with a videographer, and in the late 90s, early 2000s, he did interviews with almost everybody that was still living that worked on the EC stuff. And then, and then the one that I submitted is the new age of comics, new wave of comics in the 80s, when independents basically became mainstream, with the Ninja Turtles, Cerebus, Tick, Flaming Carrot, and we have Bob Burden. I think we have Kevin Eastman, and then Phil, the owner of the store, is going to be on there because he owned a comic store at age 15 during the 80s. So that should be fun. You know, I'm looking forward to this.
Hey,
So
music.
what do you do with these panels then? You
It's
come up with
it's Epitaphs from the Abyss, and the other one is Cruel Universe. And they didn't want to pay. They didn't want to pay big bucks to get the established titles, so they created their own. But they're in the EC format. Supposedly, they're going to be great. No one's actually seen any of them yet, so it's yet to be established. We'll see. I'm hoping they are.
Kyle can't stop playing with that single hair on the top of his
I know he's
shiny
going to
head.
pull it out by mistake and kick himself.
Yeah, you're gonna lose
I'm
it,
trying
mate.
to figure out where the hell it is.
Did
Hell
your,
no, I'll pluck
did your
that
mother,
damn thing right out. It don't belong in there.
How we
did your
found
mother
out?
never warn you if you keep playing with it, it'll fall out?
Yeah,
Fall off even.
how we found out Kyle was related to Alfalfa.
Yeah.
Man, Alfalfa Switzer.
But yeah, Musings is going to be at San Diego. He's a bit of an EC expert. He should turn up for that panel. Hell, he should be on the panel.
Yes, you should.
Would he be at San Diego?
Oh, he's real close to San Diego. He's real close to San Diego.
He's in the desert, and he's in Arizona.
Yeah, that's right around the corner from San Diego.
It's kind of a pain in the ass to get to because usually on places you can take highways straight across and stuff like that. But if you take the highways straight across at Phoenix, you'd be in Mexico. So you actually have to go up and then over and too crowded for me. I was wondering about that.
Too much.
And it's a pain in the ass to get to if you don't fly.
Yeah.
He
lives in the middle of the desert, so he doesn't have to have people around him. Come on now. You know why he's in the middle of the desert.
I'll tell you what, I'll never get over. When I enlisted in the Marines in Phoenix, I walked into Phoenix. So I hadn't seen Phoenix from the air, but when I left 9 days later, I was in awe looking back because that you would swear that's an impact crater that they built the city in. It's one of the weirdest things to look at because it's
probably
so barren outside the city.
Well, it probably is.
Sparse.
Yeah, it probably is.
It looks like an impact crater with a city on it. It just kind of blew me away looking back at it.
Always struck me that was a bit of a silly name, Phoenix, because like if it's like the creature of myth, it's going to burn down. It'll have to rise up again from the ashes, wouldn't it?
If it does, then it'll just rise from the ashes.
Yeah, exactly.
Fifth largest city in the country.
No, they're not. They're seventh, I believe. I think San Antonio is sixth, and I believe they're seventh.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Comic Mag. You may
all I know is it goes.
Unless you know something I don't, which you may.
It's the big three, and Houston is 4. But they started counting metroplexes, and that changed the numbers. So.
Oh well, then yeah.
But the top 10's still pretty much the top 10. But there are no metroplexes in Phoenix. That's just the weirdest thing because again. Where did you go to basic training? If I wouldn't have been tossed on medical, I'd have been sent to the island. Oh, I went to San Diego. Out of Indiana, I was supposed to go to Paris Island, but I was a courtesy ship out of Phoenix because I hitchhiked from Indianapolis to Phoenix and went, well, what do I do now? So I picked up a
you're right.
payphone, called the Marine Recruiter. Yeah. It's the big three. Yeah. And they started adding metroplexes, so it just did weird things to it. But because San Diego jumped up because they started adding metroplexes.
Okay, that's weird. Austin is number 11. I didn't know that. San Jose.
Austin's on a boom.
But San Jose is 10. I didn't realize San Jose was that big. I guess because
they're kind of counting San Jose, Oakland, San Francisco. So
amazing.
I was doing my podcast the other day, and it's on the theme of the USA. I'm playing a band from each of the different states.
Comic Mag. I speak no matter what I know. regardless of knowing I'm right or wrong. So you're better than me.
I need to research again, but at one point in time, I'm pretty sure I'd been to like the top 20 most populous cities on the planet. So I was like, yeah, that's enough.
Well, Mexico City's about to run out of water, so we'll see if they keep up their.
I was utterly miserable there. That near constant state of ash. I mean, it's as bad as.
What, Mexico City?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the damn thing's on a volcano, for fuck's sake.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, I'd been to like all the populous ones. But in the States, it's pretty easy to do once you hit the big three.
Well, I guess I'll have to watch Acolyte episode 3 today. I was pretty impressed with the first two. And I didn't realize one of the stars was the star of what were those? What's the games? The show from Korea, the something games.
Squid Games.
Squid Games.
Hey, Bill, I got a question for you.
Okay.
If Mars Attacks crossed over with Star Wars, would they have to have an acolyte?
Yes, they would.
Acolyte.
Acolyte.
That'd be Admiral Akbar.
Akbaralite, but he's already in the Star Wars universe, but that's hilarious. Nonetheless, not that we're mentioning nuns today, but
it's just all going to be a blur here in no time. But I still can't believe basically in our lifetimes all this shit's going to go public domain.
Chances are, knock on wood, you're right.
I mean, in our lifetimes, that they're going to become the modern day Grimm's fairy tales. So what comes next? Because I'm sorry, I am grossly underwhelmed with the Star Wars mythos because they copied too much. They took the easy route. At least Star Trek stretched it. What are the odds? Yeah. I was watching Exotics Lair before the show was on, so an ack behind the wheel of an at it. But yeah, I think the Star Wars mythos are too lazy and too easy. That's when I'll give the edge to Star Trek. They tried to expound a little more, but who knows? It's all just preference. I'd just soon we'd be out in fucking space and they just become space operas. Because if it had happened in my lifetime, I'd have been stationed up in space.
There's no atmosphere there, mate. You don't want to go up there.
So, Tim, I'm assuming that you have all the revolutionary comics of the Sex Pistols and the Ramones and stuff. Need to get Johnny Lydon on here, but if I can't get Steve on here, there's no way. If I can't get my connection on here with him, I'm going to be hard-pressed to get him on here. I want to get Steve on here. He'd talk Doctor Who with you guys. He's a showrunner for Doctor Who.
But yeah, what happened to a Space Force?
Oh, I would have in a heartbeat. If that would have been around at my age, I would have been in Space Force.
But
I couldn't
now,
go in. I couldn't go in
because
because
it does
of
exist now, doesn't it? Space Force.
I got bad equilibrium in my ears and need glasses. So I couldn't be a pilot. I was kind of bummed by that. And if I couldn't be a pilot, I just want to blow shit up. And yet they could throw me in planes and helicopters. And I was at the pool with my grandson the other day, and he's talking about, how hard it is to swim and do things. And we're sitting at the end of one pool. And I said, this looks like the pool. We used to have an old training facility for combat training that cut a CH-46 helicopter in half. Part of it was used for target practice. It was an old one. And they had all the seats bolted in on one side. And it's set on a gravity trip. So that it's set up like this, and you're all hooked into your seats. And it flips into the water. And you got to unbuckle and swim out either the open door up front or a nearby window to get out of it to pass the course. That's probably the hardest thing I ever did in a pool. I never did Navy SEAL stuff because it has been harder. But it's like being in a car wreck and then dropping into 20 feet of water and having to orient yourself and pull off a seatbelt and a harness.
So what are the Space Force actually doing? I know Trump instigated the Space Force, didn't he, while he was there? But are there actually members of the Space Force, and are they?
Yeah, there are members. They're laying the groundwork. I mean, they had the groundwork to it laid back in Reagan's era. They've had the groundwork for it laid for a long time. Part of the stuff out of the Pentagon, they didn't officially do it out of the Pentagon until they formed Space Force. But every branch of the military would put people through there, and it's spec op stuff, and they'd cross train with NASA, use all these engineering minds and stuff like that. But they use all these advanced weapons and stuff like that, but it's still just kind of ticky tack. Yeah, very shades of warm yellow. Bill, you'd love the training I did. I used to get dropped into the water in my it all stems from the Star Wars programs and all that. It's all
lasers.
It's all
the
ancient.
laser
I mean,
grid.
shit, you can track it back to the space race. They've been putting stuff in it. The Air Force wrapped around the space race, but they used to drop us out in these big pools in our combat boots and full fatigues. And now, granted, we could tie off our boots and throw them on the edge of the pool. But in the ocean, you just take your boots off, let them sink, let them go, take your pants off, tie the pant legs off of them, button them up, put them up under your arm, splash water so it gets air in them so it makes them buoyant, and then go up under the water and blow bubbles to make them buoyant. You have to do that like every 5 to 10 minutes. And you have to spend 2 hours in the water floating in your pants. So
that's nuts.
Take care, Bill. And then he's
Yeah.
like, he was asking me those things, and I was like, yeah, I used to do zip line runs in full combat gear. Had an M16 strapped on my back, and had a guy next to me. We dropped down these 150-foot zip lines, and you got to let go before the end because you slam into a tree, and you drop into a 10-foot pool of water. Then you got to get out, hike back up the hill, and do it a second time.
That's crazy.
Just to get qualled on this stuff. So, no, I did some crazy shit. My jungle survival school diploma was well earned. I made bathtub napalm. I did those.
I think I was happy just lying around, going to the pub, really, in my youth. So, I suppose I haven't got so many interesting stories, but easier.
I did 7 trips
life.
to the CS gas chamber. I was expert qualified in riot control gas. Then they made me a NBC monitor survey decon NCO, which basically means I could walk around with a radiac detector and tell you if a nuclear bomb had gone off nearby.
That's interesting.
But I was a chemical weapons specialist for the dumbest fucking reasons. That's why I love telling those stories, because it's for the dumbest fucking reasons that I ended up doing all that. I chose to go into artillery. I chose combat arms. I just wanted to go blow shit up. But it's because of my last name the fact a girl broke my heart, and the fact I was a pussy and walked from Indianapolis to Phoenix, Arizona, as to why I ended up doing all that shit. Because I was a pussy. I was stupid. And I got
a pussy.
I got a top secret security clearance for the dumbest fucking reason I've ever heard of.
What?
Dumbest reason I ever heard of. Girl broke my heart. I hitchhiked 1,700 miles. Because I enlisted there, they had to go to my house, or go to my mom's house, talk to my mom to verify who I was. They had to send somebody to my high school that I'd gone to and verify that I graduated. They had to visit the police station to see that I didn't have any outstanding warrants. And the Marines just can't call the Marine recruiter in Arizona. Yeah, broke it, yeah. But at least I married her in the long run. But the Marine recruiter couldn't call the local Marine recruiter back here and go, hey, go verify that, because it crosses state lines. It's a federal thing. So the
Time to write a
FBI...
country music song about it, Kyle.
Huh?
Time to write a country music song about it.
Just about. But they had to
It's
send...
got a happy ending.
I had a broken heart. Then I joined the Marines. And then I joined the Army. I don't know.
It freaked my mom out.
I met a woman. I wanted her to be my queen. She broke my heart, so I became a Marine.
But yeah, FBI agents showed up at my mom's door to verify who I was. Kind of freaked her out. She thought me and my brother were in trouble. And they're like, no, we need to verify him. Because all I was carrying with me was my social security card and my license. So FBI agents had to verify my home, the fact I didn't have a criminal record, and the fact I graduated high school. And because that crossed state lines, I went into the fleet with a top secret security clearance. I met the criteria for a top secret security clearance. So I went in the fleet with a clearance.
Yeah,
and then my last name starts with A. Well, you know how Marine volunteer lists start. Who's qualified to do these certain jobs? Here's a list of names spit out from division. And my name was inevitably first or second all the time because it was shot out alphabetically. So they'd look for volunteers. Well, people just wouldn't volunteer for stuff. They'd go, all right, we got 3 billets to fill. Who's the top 3? 1, 2, 3. And I went. And I went because, again, there's stupid reasons. The only reason it was mine was I had a stupid high IQ. But I had to clearance the IQ, and my last name started with A. So they're like, okay, he can go do it. Okay, he can go do it. Okay, he can be that. Okay, he can do it. I went to 7 goddamn schools. Stupid. For stupid reasons.
No, because you never read your ID, they had to check up on you, and that's how you got a security clearance. And having that security clearance meant that you could be sent to do jobs because you had a security clearance already.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because I couldn't do most of the stuff I did. You have to have a security clearance to do it. And usually to get those, you'd have to be in, on your second or third tour. Most of them would be like, you go in as an E1. And after 4 years, you're about an E4. After 8 years, you're about an E6 or whatever. And usually those E6s, E5s, E6, E7s are the ones doing this. And I'm this peon fucking nobody that looked 20 years older than what I was. So everybody thought I was CID, or NCIS is what they call it now. A lot of guys thought I was a plant. I was like, no, I'm just an older looking young kid.
CID Criminal Investigation Division.
Clearance. Huh?
It's CID Criminal Investigation Division.
Yeah.
We had that in the British Police Force, CID.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they called it back then. Now they call it NCIS and do TV shows about it. But
yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
But, and then my last 3 months in, they couldn't ship me when I was a double-digit midget. So they transferred me over to intelligence. And again, I went into that mainly because I did a cryptogram in a local paper. So, this is stupid shit. That's why I love drinking and talking about it. It's stupid shit. It's not crazy adventure. I was drunk. I did something stupid. I was stoned. I did something stupid. Girl broke my heart. I did something stupid. That's all my stories. They all start the same. I did something stupid.
At least you didn't get a high-powered rifle and sit on top of a church tower.
Yeah.
That's one good thing.
But Whitman did that.
He didn't fire.
Charles Whitman, a Marine. Lee Harvey Oswald, a dishonorably discharged Marine.
But he, Charles
His
Whitman.
room is a shop.
Charles Whitman was had a major brain tumor, and they discounted it and said that's not why he did it. But he said there's something wrong with me. I'm pretty sure it was the brain tumor, and that it made him psychotic.
Yeah.
Well, some variation of it. And you got to be a goddamn
feasible.
psychotic. There's no gray area.
But here's what's great about it is that basically there is a clear reason why he did it. I think he knew he wasn't well in the head. No one would tell him that in the military because they didn't want to be culpable. And then, you had an off-duty Hispanic officer that took him out. And, it's a pretty crazy. I'm trying to remember who played him in the movie. It wasn't Kurt Russell, was it?
I thought it was like Brian Dennehy or something.
No.
Somebody like that.
I gotta look it up.
What was the movie called?
Yeah.
I can't remember.
The Texas Bell Tower shooter or something.
A Texas Tower shooter or something. Texas Tower.
Yeah. What's the name of your shop, Bill, where you are?
What's that?
What's the name of your shop?
Nelco Comics.
Noco?
Nelco, because of Phil Nelson's
right.
the owner. Yeah.
Nelco Comic Shop, Promiscuous Time Traveler, if you know it. It's in Texas somewhere.
San Antonio.
San Antonio.
After a year,
I don't know
where I'm in San Antonio? Dude, come on. I
don't know where Promiscuous Time Traveler is.
No, I know.
His name is Kyle, ironically enough.
Oh, Promiscuous Time Traveler, yeah.
He's another Kyle.
Poor man.
Kurt Russell did play him.
Did he?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I got it right, strangely enough. But I'm gonna show you guys something that's gonna freak you out.
I hope it's not part of your anatomy.
And then that makes me think of another bit of trivia that's already been given away. What was Walt Disney's last words?
Last words?
Come on, folks. I'm kidding.
What was Walt Disney's last words? Kurt Russell.
Really?
Yep.
I never knew that.
He wrote a note to his nurse at the bedside, "Get me Kurt Russell," and then he died.
I've heard that before somewhere.
Yep. That's not even a myth. He was only, I don't know if it was the last thing he spoke, but it was the last thing he communicated. Was he communicated to his nurse, "Get me Kurt Russell."
Okay. You want him for a role?
So his last words were Kurt Russell. I love hearing Kurt Russell tell that story too.
I've never heard it.
So, but yeah, she went to go get him. She went to go make the call to, okay, this guy, call his management, get Kurt Russell here, yada yada. And she went back to Disney and he was dead.
What's that? Is that the bell tower? Is that the tower?
This is the live footage from the PBS station.
Well, at the time,
you'll see him. You'll see him walk around up top. It's pretty amazing.
Looks like it's...
Yeah, and if I didn't know any better, you'd also think that'd be like the Munich Olympics or something too.
Right.
That kind of has that look to it.
Let me see if you can hear it if I turn up the...
Watch for copyrights, though. There it goes. It went off.
No. It's public domain now.
Ladies and gentlemen, here
Yeah, there's one thing I learned. You got to be batshit nuts to go combat arms. Marines, any kind of military, you got to have a screw loose. It's just a screen, though. It's not showing anything, Bill. It's just the news screen. There he is.
Can you see him?
Yeah, they put the clock tower back on.
Yeah. But he's walking around. There he is, right there. That's where he was shooting from.
Oh, you just about to see a head then if that's him. Sure, it's not something on the wall behind. No, there's one on the other side as well.
No, it's just him.
Oh, I can't see nothing.
I keep thinking that's him right there. That might be him.
I thought he was up on the next tier.
And then there's
coverage of this sniper on the campus of the University of Texas.
trying to find the points where you can see him.
Is no Texas Chainsaw Massacre based on Ed Gein? Was he actually from Texas? Plainfield, wasn't he? Plainfield?
I thought Gein was from Minnesota.
Yeah, but there was someone from Texas, but he wasn't as well known.
Well, there was a cannibal family down there too. They kind of juxtaposed all of them.
Yeah,
but there was the cannibal family and Judge Dredd. They based on this family. The Texas Chainsaw, they based on that family.
Okay, I think you can see him.
And then they drew inspiration from Ed Gein and the other serial killer.
Yeah. Because Ed Gein's also the inspiration for Psycho, isn't he?
Yeah. Well, he had the mommy complex, and he drank his soup out of human skulls.
Well, doesn't
that he
everybody?
dug up from the graves.
Only your mother truly loves you.
I'd always tease my mom about that. You know, I'd make Psycho jokes. Because my mom, she was in that age group when Psycho came out, that she was terrified for life. And she only takes showers if she's in a house full of people where it's safe. If not, she insists on a bathtub. Like at her house now, it's just a bathtub. There are no drapes. There are no curtains. It traumatized her.
I hope you never watched Jaws then.
My dad was so sick in the head, he took us to go see Jaws, and then a week later took us down to Florida and goes, let's go out in the ocean and go swimming. Like he bragged. Of course, he made the mistake, even though we were scared little kids, we were still little kids. Hell, I was younger than Alistair was. I ran out in the ocean.
Who's Alistair?
My grandson.
Oh.
But I have a stupid switch. I have no known fears, no known phobias, and I have an on-off switch on as far as stuff goes. So, but I've never been afraid of heights. Never been afraid of the water. Not afraid of.
I can't stand heights.
Just not. None of it ever bothered me.
I can't do heights at all.
I try and figure out ways how to jump out of things when I'm in them. Cannot get my wife to go bungee jump. Can't do it anymore now with my broken neck.
Screw that
I spent
noise.
the first couple of years with my wife begging her to go on a bungee jump with me. That is so much fun. But yeah, when you're an adrenaline junkie and you're a broke down old man, it's kind of torture. But just like on Saturday, you know, I hear something that sounds like a gunshot, check on the kid, get him in a safe spot, and then go walk right out towards the gunfire. That'll never change in me.
Nah.
I walk towards the gunfire.
Yeah. In some states, that would qualify you as crazy, but in
It's
Texas,
insane. It's, I mean, I was trained to some degree in that, but I walked towards danger.
I've always done some of that myself, but I never got into the scrapes you did. I just got shot at once when I was in Kuwait, but that's a story for another day. I wasn't supposed to be there. I was supposed to be there, but I wasn't supposed. Kyle knows.
I did the math on this once, and I'm pretty sure it still rings true. Indianapolis is encircled by a highway, and inside of 465, I've been shot at more inside of 465 than I ever was in the military.
Wonderful.
And that's
Had
insane.
any school massacres there lately?
In Texas, no, thank God. Last one was 2 years ago at Uvalde.
My grandkids
Horrible.
My grandkids' last 2 weeks of school, they had 2 different lockdowns from threats of that.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Utterly insane. And there would, if there was a school shooting at a school, no cop could stop me from going in there. Nobody. If the cops were waiting at the door, they could not stop me from going through it. And I'm a beat down old man, but they could not stop me from going through that door.
Breaking news out of Texas now. A gunman opens fire inside a library.
So,
Oh. Well, let's hope that's never tested, eh?
I don't know. I still laugh. Kid got a ticket and we had to take him to court some years back, and a big old commotion broke out, and most of the bailiffs are old guys anyway. But here I am all broke down. A commotion breaks out. I'm 10 steps away from my family heading towards it before I realize, what the fuck am I doing? Get my family out of there. Just fucking leave. Whatever the commotion is, they'll take care of it. But it just instinctively, I turned, walked right towards it, and had to stop myself and go, this is fucking stupid. Turn around and walk out. Just, I pointed him towards the door and went, go for it. And I was like, that's just a special kind of dumb. But I can't get it out of my system.
You can't. I'm sure you can't.
It'll never go away. I hear certain alarms. I react certain ways. The tornado sirens go up around here at a distance, and I'm in a closed house with TVs playing, and I'll tell people, tornado sirens are going off. And they're like, you're half deaf. How can you hear that? And it's like, I'm just fine-tuned to those alarms.
That's crazy.
And then I'm typical Indiana stupid. Tornadoes. Okay, I'm going to walk outside with my video camera. Let me look. But that's just fascination. And I want to be in control. If I see it coming, I want to know where I need to go.
Okay, now here's something that you'll be able to see a little more clear. I might not have gotten there fast enough. Never mind.
Big square.
What was that?
Let me see if I still have the right.
It's the Charles Whitman Show.
Da, 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 da.
That's another reason I don't do many war comics, because it doesn't change over the centuries. They touch on stories.
Never changes.
They touch on stories, but they don't go in deep. Yeah, there's where they're shooting at him. That's where they were shooting up at him to make him duck down so they could clear people out.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. And it'd be so easy to do, and people are like, well, you can't do that nowadays. Yeah, it's stupid easy to do.
Still is.
But it takes one thought to be able to do that, is I'm willing to die for this.
Right.
You know? Yeah, there you go. You know, if you're willing to do that, there's nothing going to stop it. There's nothing going to stop a determined person. The only reason they may not kill somebody in particular is they're bad shot. But if you're determined anybody can kill anybody on the planet and they can kill them in masses and they can do it easily.
Yep.
Easily. I mean, the access you get to this stuff, it's like the McMurrah building in Oklahoma. They went and bought fertilizer and blew up half a building.
McVeigh. Is that McVeigh?
Yeah. Who was put to death here in Indiana. And they're dragging their feet on the death penalty, and they timed it right when a guy I graduated from high school from is the #1 guy on Indiana's death row, and they're dragging their feet on whether or not they're going to continue the death penalty. But he's been on death row for like 15, 20 years now. So.
How many of your states got a death penalty now?
Like half of them.
Half of them?
Like half the states have death penalties, half are...
No, I think you're wrong. I think there's only 14 or 11 states that still have it.
I know Indiana does, but they're dragging their feet with it.
Texas does, of course.
Texas does. New York does.
No, New York does not anymore.
They eliminate it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a firm believer in if somebody does something to my family that merits a death warrant, don't even put them in jail. Just give them to me. I'll do it. I'll even pay the 39 cents for the bullet.
You'll even do it if they don't tell you can do it. If you know,
I'm a firm, like 33% of all these people are irrefutably guilty. It's not a he said, she said. It's a
right.
They've admitted it. There's a history of their crimes. You know, they kill all these children. Don't even go through the court proceedings. Irrefutably guilty. Cut their fucking head off on live television.
Exactly.
The rest of them, if there's any doubt, give them the whole court process. But if you're irrefutably guilty of a heinous crime, fuck you. Get you out of the system.
Yep.
You know, and then let most of the rest of the people in prison go, because half the prison population's in there for petty drug crimes.
Call it a night in the 2 hour mark, guys.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for coming on today and everybody who participated. And we will see you same time next week for Gray, Mr. Andrews, and myself. I'd like to thank you guys for kindly dropping in. We hope you're back next week at this locality.
And if anyone wants to join us, show some comic books, talk about their collecting, then feel free to drop us a line.
And we'll have you on.
And
we love you guys.
Videos,
Shirley Tim, thank you.
We're going to finish off with this important message.
Comic Musings, thank you.
The policeman is your friend. Any of you guys see my dog Spotty? I can't find him anywhere. I tied him up outside my house and he got loose. Here comes Officer Perry. Why don't ask him if he can help you? Oh, go on, Tom. Policemen just fight crooks and stuff like that. You'd be surprised. Remember when little Arthur was accidentally locked in the supermarket last summer? And Billy's sister got stung by a bee in the park and had to be rushed to the hospital? And how about the time Officer Brown helped evacuate the children in the gym fire? Officer, Pete's dog is missing, and has he got long floppy ears and spots all over him? Yes, that's him. Where is he? I just brought him over to the police station, Pete. He nearly got run over a couple of blocks from here. See what I mean? The policeman could be your friend in more ways than you realise. Published as a public service in cooperation with the National Social Welfare Assembly, coordinating organisation for national health, welfare and recreation agencies of the US.